Epic LeMans Garage Inspection, a Crossout video by Dangerously Incompetent. This is my Epic LeMans build that I've been racing around in mostly in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I called it LeMans because I tried to model it on what I could remember of Le Mans 24-hour race cars. Mind you, I haven't watched it in decades. I'm only going off my old Scalextrics models. So it might have all changed by now. So it's a 20-year-old Le Mans car. Yeah, that'd be a better description. And I call it Epic because it's got epic wheels. It's got Bigfoots. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I keep on wanting to call them big wheels. Yeah, Bigfoots, steering front and back for extra turnage. And then it's got epic boosters. It's got the Hermes boosters. Although they're not all Hermes boosters. I couldn't fit Hermes boosters in everywhere, so we've got a few blast-offs as well. And in addition to all that boosty boosters, all on the middle mouse button, I've got two thrusters for turning left and right when the wheels aren't gripping, such as when I'm in the air, or when I'm going over about 100 kilometers an hour and the wheels seem to lose grip around then. I don't know whether it's the maximum speed of the cabin determines when you start skidding, or whether it's to do with the wheels and maybe the mass as well. More mass gives you more downforce, gives you more grip. I don't know. But anyway, with rocket boost, with the Hermes boosters and the blast-off boosters, you can easily get above the speed that the wheels will actually grip. So at that point, you need something else to steer with, and that's what they're for. So I have most of the boosters on the middle mouse button to push me forward, and then I've got left and right to turn me around when I'm not gripping. Whoops, or when I get too fast to blow up! Yes, that's always a problem with your huge amounts of boosters. This car can go very fast, and it can quickly accelerate into self-destruct speed. Paint and decor wise, we got the base paint of Azure Surf, which is off the Steel Championships, and I've forgotten what the sticker called. Let's have a look. It's called Stay Back. Yes, I've got 16 stay backs, and if we look at build, you can see I've put them one next to each other, and you get a nice yellow strip. Apart from when the decals from the Hermes overwrite it. Ooh, that's annoying. I wish you could turn that off. Yeah. As we've got harness for headlights, and we've got a bit of exhaust going on, a bit of twin exhaust, but it's a bit defunct because let's start that. Oh yeah, it's the jet engine. You've got flames coming out the back anyway, and can you see? Oh, it stopped. And for a horn, we've got the ever popular Vuvuzela, and yeah, there's the harness going again. Lovely. Art-wise, I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. I think it looks recognisable as a real car, really, even if it's a 20-30-year-old car that's sitting in my memory. Originally, I had a much bigger cabin and made it block built, structure parts to look like a cabin, but it took so many parts to do, and as you can see, I'm up against the total part limit of 80 parts already, and I am only using the cabin in the Torino as a cabin as it is. So also I'd have liked to box in these Hermes and have a nice flush panel, and then we could do some sticker art there, but I just don't have the part count for it. I don't know where it all goes. Well, some of it went on these wheel arches because getting parts to fit over those suspension struts was a right pain. But I did it in the end, even if I didn't, finish off the arch there. What other sacrifices did we make for art build? Oh no, air intakes. I'm not happy with the air intakes. I mean, they're alright, but I had in mind a nice big air scoop just about here, sitting on top of the engine, directing the air down. But the phalanx and I've forgotten the name again, the other air intake they got holes all the way through. They don't sort of fit, and you can't find any parts to fit to direct the air down. That's the whole point of the air scoop. It's supposed to take the air and chuck it into the engine or around the engine, not just let it straight through and out the back, which you'd see all the time, because that's the view you get of your car most of the time, isn't it? So I wasn't too pleased about that. Yeah, and the sacrifices are made for its handling and its speed and its racing ability. While there are a few structural parts, and there's some heavy structural parts banging around. That puts the mass up a bit, which cuts your acceleration and uses up your booster fuel faster. But not too many sacrifices. The only sacrifices I really worry about are these boosters being, if I put the blocks on, you can see they're 1 square lower than the frame. And of course that's all well and good for getting your centre of mass low down, which will help your handling, but it's 1 square closer to the ground, 1 square closer to scraping a bump and exploding when you're going at speed. So yeah, if it wasn't for art, I'd push these boosters up a bit, up a square, and these ones would definitely go up a couple of squares. And I'll take this front wing off completely, because it's really rather good at clipping bumps. And if you're going fast enough, that's an explosion. And if you're not going that fast, you're merely going 200 kilometers an hour or 100 kilometers an hour, you clip a bump and it forces the whole side up, and then it continues going over and it rolls over. This car rolls over so ridiculously easily. It's incredible. And once it, and not just bumps it, not just an old bump or clipping a rock or something, or a bit of the landscape, like trains and all the rest of it. If I go over a slope and I boost off it and I get some air time, I better boost off it sort of straight and have the rear wheels leave at the same time, because if one leaves later than the other, it will get more lift and it'll go up and then it'll go over and the whole car will roll over again. It's like I'm in the Dukes of Hazzard or something. And once it has rolled over and lands on it back, it just skids and it skids and it skids, and it takes ages to stop, which is really frustrating because I splashed out on a car jack there, you can see under the front bonnet. So as soon as I roll over, I'll hit R, because I don't have to wait 30 seconds. No, that's mission. That's battles. I don't have to wait. I think it's 5 seconds in race for the default car jack. No, I can hit R straight away. No, I can't. I'm still moving because the car jack doesn't work until you're stationary. Ooh. So yeah, for racing, it's okay. You can place, but winning the races, yeah, not so much. The handling's bad, atrocious almost. Because when you race, you're spending most of your time making sure you don't boost too fast and go boom. When there's a slope, you got to ease off, and when there's a bump, you got to ease off. Like the riverbed with the bridge. The bridge has a bump right at the edge. It's nice and flat, and then right at the end of the bridge, there's this little bump. So if you're boosting nice and fast, you can go across the bridge, no problem. Come to the end, and boom, and you go, what happened there? And it's barely visible, that bump. Overall racing, it's okay. Handling wise, ooh, it's a bit like an American muscle car. It's big. I mean, it's a lot bigger than most of the art builds you see. Which you would think when you bump someone, they'd get bumped, and you being much more massive would carry on. No, you just seem to bump all over the place. Tiny little car bumps you, they carry on, and you go off, spinning off. But yeah, it's okay for racing, not great. It's a bit like an American muscle car. It's big, it goes fast, but the handling's terrible.